I'm sharing my screen now. Just 1 minute. Okay, just check whether recording has started or not.
Yes, sir. I have started.
Yes, yes, thank you. So we have started learning the features of the OOP, object-oriented programming. We have started learning the features. Okay, so we have learned some of the features of the C++ or OOP concept. Okay, features of the, or this is also known as the characteristics of the OOP in the previous lecture. So today we are just going to continue with these features. Okay, and okay, so let us understand the remaining features of the C++. In the next lecture, I'm going to start with the C++ programming basics. Okay, so C++ programming basic I'm going to start in the next session. Let us continue with the understanding the features of this. Okay, so I'm just moving to this next slide. Visible to all, no issue.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we have learned the first feature in the last lecture, what is meant by the object. Okay, and we have seen the different examples of the object also. Okay, and then we have learned, after learning this all the example, yeah, as I remember, we have learned about the classes. Okay, so we have learned what is mean by the classes. So first feature is object, second feature I call it as the classes. Okay, and we have seen this with the help of the example also. Okay, then just 1 minute. We have seen, I have not cleared the timing on the slides. That might be the reason it is showing it, no issue. Okay, so this is what we are having. And we have learned the third feature after learning the object and classes. As I remember, we have learned what is meant by the inheritance. Okay, so we have learned the features of inheritance, okay, with the help of the diagram also. Okay, okay. And now today, just 1 minute. Okay. And today we are going to learn the point which is known as the reusability. Okay. I hope my voice is audible. The screen is visible to all. No issue.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. See, whenever we are going to start designing any software nowadays, okay, so suppose you are going to start or design the software maybe for our college, okay, or maybe you are going to start or design the software for the hospital. Getting me? Okay. Now, whenever you are going to start designing this, you should focus on the very important feature, that is reusability of the code. Okay. So whatever the software you have designed or developed for our Sinhagar Institute, okay, you should be, you reuse the same software once it is development is over. Okay, it should be useful for you, or you can reuse the same software with modification, and you can give this software to the WIT college. Okay, you can give this software, it is MIT college, any other colleges. Okay, so when it is possible, for example, I say that suppose I have designed the software related to the hospital management, and I have done it for the Ashwini Rugnalay. Okay, so one of the hospital, for that I have designed the software. Okay, and after designing, okay, I want to give the same software to the civil hospital or any other hospital. Then what generally we do, whether we are going to start it from the scratch doing the software, the answer is no. Okay, we are not going to design and start coding from the scratch, because the ready-made similar kind of the software is already designed by me. It is available with me, so I should in a position to reuse it. Okay, see, the requirement of Ashwini Hospital, which I have designed, may be different, but the requirement of civil hospital might be a little bit different, but they are 80%, 70% it is same. Only 30% of the code I need to change. Getting me? I need to add some additional feature. I need to modify something into it. Okay, but the basic capabilities are the same. Okay, and if I will be in a position to use this software for the development of the with modification, then it is called as the feature of reusability. Okay, I'm going to reuse the same software, and that purpose or that type of the concept is known as object oriented programming, and nowadays it is used everywhere. Okay, so generally you can find it as why all these IT companies, okay, or IT software industries are offering so many packages. Okay, why they are in a position to have so much growth, why they are having that much turnover. Okay, the main reason behind this is, okay, they required the initial manpower, they required more cost is involved whenever they are going to design a separate software from the scratch for first time. Getting me? And once they design it, once they develop it for the first time, afterward, okay, I think they are going to reuse the same software with modification, and I think they will start selling it to all other similar kind of the companies. Okay, as I just given the example of the hospital. Okay, suppose I was able to do within 6 months or 1 year. I think I am wasting my 1 year of the time. I may require suppose 15-20 software engineers to design the software, to develop it, to get it. Okay, and I will sell it to the, I say I'll sell it to the civil hospital or one hospital. And once it is ready, okay, if I want to sell it to the another any other hospital, okay, instead of one hospital, now I want to sell it in the not only in Sholapur, at Pune region, Mumbai region, everywhere, the same software, I have required to modify it 30%. Okay, 70% as it is I will use, I just modified 30%, and that is the capability of the reusability of the code. Okay, so I should in a position to reuse the code, and this feature is provided, and I think definitely this will help to the all IT industries. Their man hours will be reduced, their cost of the developing will be reduced, because they are using their own existing software, existing libraries, existing classes, okay, existing features, everything they are using, they are just changing it or adding some additional feature into it. Okay, and this is what is known as the reusability of the code. But while giving the quotation to that particular company, to the another hospital, I think they are not going to charge less, they are going to charge the same thing. Suppose they are sold the software to the civil hospital 10 lakh rupees, for other software other hospital also I think the cost will be around 10 lakh rupees, though the efforts required only 20-30%. Okay, and due to this capability, you can find there is a lot of growth and in the all IT industry. And generally, whenever you are doing anything, so you try to use all the existing libraries which are already available, existing code which are already available. Okay, and that is what the capability of the reusability. I'm giving here another example. I know that I'm not going to the next point, but I hope all of you are listening me very carefully to understand the reusability. For example, now whenever you're going to design any website, okay, or any, I say as any software, definitely there is the code for the login page. Getting me? So you have to write down, maybe the code is very small, but there is the same thing which is there to take the accept the username and the password, the database. So you have already designed that particular, I call it as the module for login. Okay, login module is designed. Now what you are going to do, when you go for the new website, when you go for the new software, new app, you are going to use the same code. You use the same code of the login, okay, which is login to the user or sign in and sign up code for all other also. Okay, and this is what is called as the reusability of the code. I hope all of you clear with it. Is it clear to all? Yes, is it clear to all? The logic behind the reusability.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now I'm going to start discussing with the point of the OOP concept now. Okay. Once a class has been written, okay, so once I design the class, suppose I write the class for the patient, okay, or suppose I write the class for the, I consider it as maybe for any other entity. When the class has been written, created and debugged, it can be distributed to other programmers for the use in their own program. So once I'm having one class is ready, okay, and that class is written, created and debugged successfully, it is working successfully, I can distribute the same class to the other programmers for use in their own program. So in their own program, they can use the same thing, okay, and which they'll just add some additional feature into this, okay, or make some changes into that class, and they will try to use it. See, I think this is not the trick that I'm going to inform to all the students, but see, nowadays, generally 80% of the work in the IT industry is now similar thing. Okay, every MNC company, suppose I can take the example of Infosys or Cognizant or Persistent, they are already having their library, means they are already having their classes defined for every type of the purpose. Okay, suppose you want login, yes, this is available. Okay, suppose you want related to report writing or display some report, this is available, template is available. Okay, so maximum 80% of the things are available. Only the as a coder or the programmer, you need to use it. You should in a position to use it, make the modification, alter it, make changes appropriately, and you just have to modify, or by adding some feature you have to apply for that different application. Okay, so this is what currently or nowadays, okay, the main advantage everyone is going to take is the concept of the reusability. So it is written once. I think there is no need for me to write again from the scratch. I will just use the same class, okay, in my program. Okay, and this is what is called as a reusability feature. Okay, this is called reusability. Okay, no issue. So that is what I have explained. This is called as a reusability. It is similar to way a library functions in a procedural language can be incorporated into different program. Okay, so in the library, as you are using the C program, you know that the code is written for the printf, the code is written for the scanf. Okay, it is stored in the stdio.h. I want to use it in my program. I will just add stdio.h and I will start using it. Okay, so it is more similar to the way the library function in a procedural language can be incorporated. Okay. Now, if I look at the, however, in object-oriented programming, the concept of inheritance provide an important extension to the idea of the reusability. A programmer can take an existing class. Okay, so here in C++, I'm not going to use the code as it is. Okay, because due to the inheritance, I will be in a position not to use as it is, but I can add some feature into it. So take an existing class without modifying it, add additional feature and capability to it as per my requirement. Okay, and this is what is called as the reusability. I want everyone to read the paragraph again. Okay. Okay. Here, the meaning that we want to convey is that due to the inheritance, I will not reuse as it is, but I'm going to reuse with my additional feature. Okay. By modifying it, I can reuse it. Okay. And that is what the more advantage that we are having for the OOP concept. This is done by deriving a new class from the existing one. The new class will inherit the capabilities of the old class, but it is free to add the new feature of its own. And this is what the benefit that we are getting from the reusability and the OOP. I continue with the discussion. For example, just I want to put it here. Okay. For example, you might have written or purchased from someone else. So you may have purchased that code, or you may have written already a class, okay, that creates a menu system, okay, such as that is used in the Windows or other graphical user interface. So already you are taken the code of the graphics and user design, okay, GUI or the Windows from any other, or you might have done already for any other application. So, and that is working fine. So this class works fine and you don't want to change it, okay, but you want to add the capability to make some menu entries flash on and off. Okay, so you just want to change the color of some of the entries, or you want some of the menus should be flash on and off into the existing class. Okay, then that is possible. Okay, you know, maybe you have written the code 1 or 2 years back. You are going to reuse the code, or you have taken this code from someone else, maybe from your friend, or maybe you have purchased it. Okay, so existing code is there. You just have to modify accordingly. Some additional thing you can do, and you can use it. Okay, to do this, you simply create a new class that inherits all the capabilities of the existing one, but add the flashing menu entries into it. and this is something called as there is no need to write down the things from the crash. The ease with which existing software can be reused is an important benefit of the object-oriented programming. Okay, existing software is already with me. I'm going to reuse the same software, and it is a benefit for me. And that is what I said that okay, nowadays you can find there is so much turnover, so much profit for the all IT industry. Okay, once they're done with one project, similar they can in a position to sell it to n number of clients, okay, which are having the similar kind of the capability. They will just modify it, reuse it, okay, and they just goes on selling it. Okay, so this is what the main advantage. Now that is what I have written this point. Many companies find that being able to reuse classes on a second project provides an increased return on their original programming investment. I think this is what I'm going to specify. What is the profit to the all IT industry? Why it is there due to this? Okay, many companies find that being able to reuse the classes on second project provides an increased return on their original programming investment. They have invested for designing the software or for the designing the class or designing the code once. Okay, just do it and there will be more profit. Okay, I hope all of you clear with the concept of reusability. If it is clear, I will go to the next one. Yes, it is clear to all.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So just now I am going to move to the next one. Okay. So I think this is what suppose I say that now this slides I have prepared first time for subject object oriented programming. I may be taking it for first time. Okay. And not first time, but due to this pandemic situation, there will be more things related to the keeping it on the slides and explaining it. Okay, maybe the blackboard this will not happen. Okay, but in the next year, if I go with the same subject OOP and there may be some changes in the syllabus of the subject, what is going to happen? I will try to use all the same slide, okay, with some modification. I will add some features. Maybe I'm going to add something which I have not taught to this batch, but next batch I am just going to add some additional features to it, or I will reuse as it is. Okay, and this should happen. This reusability commit should be happens with my code if I have written it into the object oriented programming or if I use it with the help of the OP concept. Okay, so that is what the main advantage. So now I am moving to the okay, I think it is not having the animation part. Okay, okay. So the second next feature that we are having, creating the new data types. Okay, see C++, it is provide me the flexibility to create the new data type with the help of my classes or the object. Okay, so let's understand it. One of the benefit of the object is that they give the programmer a convenient way to construct new data types. I can construct the new data types is the additional feature. Suppose you work with two-dimensional points such as x and y, or maybe this three-dimensional x, y, and z. Okay, so I'm having one position which is having the parameter x and y. Okay, or maybe x, y, and z also, or it is having the latitude and longitude point in your program. Okay, now you would like to express operation on this positional values with normalized operations such as now I want to perform this. I want position 1 is equal to position 2 plus the original. Okay, I just want to add this. Okay, now here, what is this position 1? See, this position 1 is not having only one value, but it is having the value x comma y or maybe x comma y comma z. Okay, so it belongs or represent the point x, y, and z. Okay, so position is not only one value of integer x, but it is having the value x, y, and maybe the z if it is three-dimensional. Okay, so I will just see that the position 1 is equal to position 2 plus original. So position 2 also having again x, y, z values, original is also having. So automatically this particular function in C++, okay, should add x position 2 into the x origin and it will give me the x position 1. Similarly, it will do for the y and z and give me the new position. But the variable position 1, position 2 and origin each represent a pair of independent numerical quantities. Okay, so it is not only one, but it is having so many values. Okay, so now here by creating a class that incorporate these two values or maybe c value x, y, z if I consider and declaring the position 1, 2 and origin, to be objects of these classes, we can effect create a new data type. See, we have created, it means that I have created the new database as a position, and this new data type, position as a new created data type, is now having the values x comma y if it is in 2-dimensional. If it is 3-dimensional, it is having the value x, y, and z. Okay, and I consider my data type position, okay, in 2D or maybe 3D, it is having these values. So I have created my new database. So this is another feature. Many features of C++ are intended to facilitate the creation of the new data type in this particular way. In this way, I will be in a position to create the new data types or additional thing that is possible for me. So this is another feature that I'm calling it as creating the new data type. Okay, at the end of the session, I'm going to ask you which are all, list me which are all the features of the OOP. Okay, so previously we have learned 2-3 features. Now we are learning, I think today we have learned 2 features, reusability and then the creating the new data type. It will allow us to create the new data type. Okay, so let us moving to the next one, which is very important feature. I call it as the polymorphism and overloading. Okay, I hope it is visible. See, this is one of the important features that we are having. When we go to the units, at that time we are learning the code and all the thing detail. But now I want everyone to understand the another feature, what is mean by polymorphism and overloading. Okay, this is another feature. Okay, now here, just now we have seen one example where equal to and plus operators used in the position arithmetic don't act the same way they do the operation in the built-in type. Okay, now here equal to will assigning the position 1 is equal to position 2. So position and position 2 are the object. Okay, now they are not the having an integer value. They are not integer float. They are of the different new data type. Okay. Now the object position 1 and so on are not predefined in the C++. Okay, but are programmer defined object of the class position. Now, what in this particular case, what we are going to do is how we are going to use, okay, the equal to and the plus operators, how to operate on the object. The answer is that we can define the new behavior for these operators. So equal to is not only for the basic data types as equal integer, float, or character, but I'm using this equal to for the object. I'm assigning one object is equal to another object. Okay, I'm adding 2 objects and I will get the third object. Okay, so the capability of the equal to and plus is now changed. It is not related only to the integer or the float, but it is now related to the object. So this operation will be member function of the position class. Okay, and this is what is that we are doing using operators or functions. It is not only operator, it may be the function also. Okay, so if I'm going to use same function, suppose I'm using display function, I will use the display function 2-3 times, or I can multiple times. I'm use the display function. One, if I pass one parameter, it will do something different. If I'm passing 2 parameters, it is doing something different. If I pass 3 parameter, the same display function will display something different. If I'm having the display function which is not having any parameter which will display, but the name of the function is same. Okay, so I'm using the same name of function, but it is can the I can say behavior is different. Okay, multiple behavior it may have, that is called as the polymorphism. So using operators or function in a different ways depending upon what they are operating on is called as the polymorphism. What is mean by here poly? Poly means it is, we know that multi, one thing with several distinct forms. So that is as known as, the word has came as polymorphism. Same thing, okay, but I'm using it with the different forms. Means the same equal to operator, okay, I'm using for the different form. Okay, maybe to just add integer and float, no, but it is used also to add the string. It is also used to add the classes or to different object. Okay, and in such a case, I call it that it is a, I'm using the polymorphism, or it may be the same function. Okay, one same name of the function I am using for the distinct form, different purposes, that is known as polymorphism. Okay, now both are similar things, polymorphism and overloading. Okay, see, I can achieve the polymorphism maybe with the help of operator overloading, or I maybe use the capability of function overloading. Okay, so remember operator overloading or Operator means it is plus, equal to, minus sign, and so on. Okay, operator overloading or maybe the function overloading will be belongs to, these are the categories, or they belongs to the special case of the polymorphism. Okay, so don't consider that overloading is different and polymorphism is different. Okay, this is, so that's why I have written this point. When an existing operators, okay, read this particular point. When an existing operator such as plus or equal to is given the capability to operate on a new data type, it is said to be overloaded. Okay, so overloading is a kind of polymorphism, so it is not different. Okay, so it is a kind of polymorphism, and it is the important feature of the object oriented programming. Okay, so I can overload the function as well as I can overload the function as well as I can overload the operator also. Okay, and that is what the part of I'm having the polymorphism. Okay, so I can declare this, I can use the same name of function. Okay, maybe the passing parameter may be different, but I can use it for the different purposes. Okay, so or it will execute accordingly. Okay, and that is one of the very important feature of the OP known as polymorphism and overloading. Okay, I hope you are clear with this. Okay, so I'm just moving to next feature that we are having. Is it clear to all? Is that the idea and the concept is clear related to polymorphism? See, when we are going to learn in that unit, I think we are going to do the program separately for operator overloading, for function overloading, for polymorphism. Okay, but in this basic introduction, we are just learning and understanding which are these features are. Okay, so it is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so just moving to the next point, okay, that we are having is now we considered, I think now the difference between C and C++. Okay, so I'm just going to give you the overview of C and C++ now. Okay, so what is the difference? So C++ is from the C language. Okay, so as we are going to use the C++, we are doing the coding for the learning the OP concept through C++. So I'm just considering this point. C++ is derived from the C language. Strictly speaking, it is a superset of C. Okay, as you have learned the discrete mathematical structure, you know what is meant by the superset. Okay, so C++ it is superset of C. Almost every correct statement in C is also the correct statement in C++, although the reverse is not true. Okay, so all the code that you have writing in the C language, okay, whatever you have used in C will be executed in the C++ also. Okay, but so it is a superset. Okay, but C++ statement you cannot execute into the C or the C editor. Okay, so the most important element, okay, I'm just focusing on this. The most important element added to the C to create C++ concern with the classes and object. Okay, and object oriented programming. So C language, when I'm going to add the concept of classes and the object, or I'm going to add the object oriented programming features, okay, then the C++, okay, C is converted to C++. So originally C++ was also known as C with classes. Okay, so this is our initial name of the C++. People are started considering the C++ as it is a C language with the C++, with the classes. Okay, additional thing is we are having objects and the classes are added. Okay, so it will become the C++. Okay, however, C++ has many other new features as well, including an improved approach to input output and the new way to the write comments. Okay, so I think when I'm going to start in the next lecture the first C++ program, at that time we will come to know that. So here we are not using the C printf and scanf. Okay, rather we are going to use the C out and C in statement. Okay, instead of printf and scanf, we use C out and C in. Okay, which are more easy to write comparative to the printf and scanf statement. Okay, so this is the additional improvement that we are having. So in the input and output, while taking the input and displaying the output, as well as there is a new way to write the command. Okay, so I think whatever the way that we are going to use this, okay, so that we are considering it is additional supportive thing that we are having with the help of the C++. Okay, I just show the diagram to show the relationship of the C and C++, and how I can say it is a C++ is a superset of C. Okay, as I have mentioned, it is a superset of C. That was the reason. Okay, I'm just going to consider this. Okay, so just move to the diagram. Next diagram. Okay, the relationship between C and C++. Okay, here you can find. Okay, suppose this is my C programming language. Okay, so consider this is my C programming language. Then this is my C++. Okay, so that's why I say it is the superset, and then I get this is my C++ programming language. Okay, so here you can say, I think I have shown here, features not commonly used in C++. Means there may be some of the features, some part of the C language is
Sir, your mic is muted. Sir, your voice is not audible.
just now it is muted.
No, sir.
Yes,
Hello, sir.
it is muted just now.
Yes, sir, it was muted.
Someone has muted it, but I don't think it is possible. Who can present is only me. Allow meeting chat. I have done the setting in the. Okay, let me. Okay, let it do check it afterward. Now it is audible, no issue.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
Yes.
हॅलो सर सॉरी सर मला एक क्वेश्चन विचारायचा होता रिझल्ट लागलाय
yes.
का सर सेकंड इयर फर्स्ट सेमचा
Actually, I want to ask the same question to you.
Yes.
Okay. I
Yes,
want to
sir,
know
it's
from
declared.
you whether result is declared, na?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. I've got the PDF.
Okay. Actually, I want to ask the same thing to you because I know that the first year semester one results are already declared. Some of the students have also shown their ledger copy to me also, okay, that they have passed with the good marks and thing. So maybe I think that was in my mind today to ask you whether you have received the PDF or it is available. Okay. So congratulations to all the students. What was the result?
Thank you, sir.
Yes. How the result is? Can you send that PDF to our group?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
I think.
Okay. Okay. And what about CG? Whether all the students have cleared the computer graphics subject or not? So because
Yes,
you
sir.
have told.
Yes, sir.
Clear, sir.
Okay, but marks are less comparatively. Okay, I will just go through it. Okay, I will just go through it. Okay, because I have received this reply from so many students that is a little bit tough as compared to all other subjects. Okay, I will go through it. Okay, someone just send it to that PDF on our group. Okay, I think I should not continue with the further things. Okay, I just want to just 1 minute. Okay, I just on the last slide. Okay, I want for 1 minute we will continue for the session. Okay, and we'll end our session here. Okay, all will be in a position to see your results, and I think that will be the better option. Okay, so as I have said in this particular thing, okay, what is the difference between C and C++? Okay, so I think I could just come back to this. C++ programmers not only make the use of new features of C++, they also emphasize the traditional C features in the different propositions than the C programmer. I think this last point is very important. If you already know the C programming language, you will be head start with learning the C++. So I think today on next lecture onwards, we are going to start doing the C++ program. Okay, and we will start doing the additional features we are going to learn with the help of the C++. Okay, so definitely from tomorrow's lecture, okay, we are in a position to open the editor C++, okay, and we will be in a position to start doing our first program and all the programs related to understand how we can use the C in, C out, okay, basic first program, and then we can use how to use the classes, object, and so on. Okay, so this is all about the different features and characteristics of the object-oriented programming. Okay. Can anybody summarize the feature that we have learned? Anybody can list these features?
Reusability.
I want it
Creating
from
new
start.
data.
Okay, starting from previous lecture also. Okay, so the first one what we are having, I think first we have learned what is meant by
Object
object. Okay, correct. Second one we have learned is
class.
classes. Very correct. Third one we have learned is
Inheritance.
inheritance. Very correct. Third one is inheritance. What is the fourth one?
Reusability.
Reusability. Just now we have learned today's lecture. What is the number 5?
Creating
Creating new data
Creating the new data types. Very correct. Okay, and number 6 is,
polymorphism.
yes, it is very important feature, polymorphism, and we can say operator overloading or overloading combined with, okay, polymorphism and overloading. Okay, so I consider these are the features that we are having. I think we have learned so many discussion related to what is meant by the object oriented programming concept, okay, basic concept features. So I think it's time now for next lecture to start with the C++ programming basics. Okay, because we have to do all this program in the C++. So tomorrow onwards, we are going to start with the C++ programming basic. As already you know the C programming, it will be more easy for you to, I say, cope up with the C++ programming basic, so that we can in a position to start doing it. Okay, so I think I will not continue today's lecture. So I think we will stop here. Okay, or in our session. See, we have learned only two initial points of the unit, basic concepts and the features. Okay, so we are having to learn C++ programming basic. Then we are now this is object and classes. We are going to implement in C++. Okay, we are going to implement object and classes in C++. Then we are going to implement what is how we can declare the array of object. Okay, then we are going to learn constructor and destructor. Okay, so all these are based with through the C++ programming. We are going to learn in the next session. Okay, maybe initially, as it is the start of the OP concept and this, I am going slow maybe for unit number 1, but afterward it is possible for me to be very fast, okay, and we can in the position to complete the syllabus, no issue. Okay, so thank you all the students. Just 1 minute, I need to download the attendance. Congratulations to all the students. Who is topper this time? Angela?
Yes, sir, I got 90%.
90%. Very good. Yeah.
93, sir.
So let me go through the result.